How on earth do you get a mortgage if you're retired? If you are young, helping your parents, or you are watching this and you are retired or newly retired, we're going to talk about all the tips that you need to know to be able to qualify for a mortgage in 2024. My name is Ryan Skaggs, and this is the Mortgage Minute. This channel is dedicated to everything mortgage, real estate, and interest rates. Today, we're talking about how to qualify with retirement income or being newly retired. So first and foremost, let me just get the elephant out of the room here. There is ample ways to be able to qualify for a mortgage based on retirement income, or even if you are newly retired. So we're going to talk about what not to do first, and then we're going to give you some tips of how it would look when we talk about Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, government-sponsored entities that create underwriting guidelines for those of us lenders. If I haven't introduced myself before, my name is Ryan Skaggs. This is the Mortgage Minute. This channel is dedicated to everything mortgage, real estate, and interest rates. I'd be forever grateful for that subscribe. Click that bell icon as we're putting out weekly videos on the channel. Now, let's dive into it, right? So what not to do. So here's the thing. If you think you're going to sneak in a mortgage prior to you retiring with your current employer, it's probably not going to happen. I've seen it before. I make a joke with a lot of clients is that, it's a two-way street. Be transparent with me, and I'll ensure to be transparent with you. If you start not telling me things, it's going to make the mortgage process more difficult, and or you might be declined and not get one at all. In this case, a real life story, I had a buyer not tell me that they're going to be retiring from their employer at the end of the year. Guess what? They had already filed their employment paperwork with HR. We immediately got pay stubs. We did a final verification of employment. And the person that answered the phone said, well, yes, they're active now, but they're not going to be December 31st. This was like a November close. The person that filled out our verification of employment up front, they didn't say anything about it. Continuance of employment was fine. But the person that verbally said, well, yeah, they're retiring December 31st, say, ding dong, hey, guess what? You're not going to have that income anymore. That's not stable income in the future. We can't use that. So do not omit or white lie it and think that you're going to be able to make it work. It's just not going to happen. Now, can you get a mortgage newly retired? Absolutely, positively, yes. There is ample ways to be able to do this. Now, let me caution you. You could walk into your local bank and say, hey, I just retired yesterday. I want to buy a house. I haven't started retirement income yet. And they could tell you no. Typically, most banks are very conservative in their policy, and they would probably tell you no. So with that said, understand the real answer is, if you're talking with a direct lender like myself, is that yes, you can. There's absolutely a way to do it. So let's start with the scenario of I'm newly retired. You can set up a new distribution from your, say, IRA or old 401k or retirement accounts. You can set up a distribution as income, and you can actually do it where you only need 1 month of receipt, assuming that we can show that you have the ability to go out longer than 3 years. So if you say, hey, I'm going to set up $5,000 a month or $3,000 a month or whatever it is, you set that up and then we show that you have enough funds to go out for years. That will work in some underwriting instances. So there are programs out there. I have them, but there are programs out there that allow you to do that. Now, if you're already taking, say, Social Security, but you're not old enough to be taking, say, required minimum distributions or something else, well, in this case, we can use your Social Security. If it's not enough, you could potentially set up a new retirement income stream, say, from your retirement, to be able to qualify for the loan. Because, again, if you only have this much debt today, but you're going to take on this much debt, now you're going to have this in the future. The underwriting policy, the government should allow you to be able to start taking money out to be able to pay the bills, right? Like, you shouldn't be penalized for it. In other cases, you need 12 months of consistent, say, retirement income or trust income or whatever kind of income stream. But there are cases and there are underwriting policies that allow you to do just as little as one, right? So don't be scared. There are definitely opportunities to do that. But what you want to do, and if there's one thing that you hear out of this video, I want you to hear this, is connect with your team early. Connect with your lender, connect with your real estate agent, and talk about this point and say, have I started getting Social Security yet? Have I started taking my pension yet? What would I need to do to qualify? How is this going to work, right? And that way, everyone is on the same page of what it's going to take to be able to qualify, what you're going to need in the future. And then that way, you're all on the same page. You know exactly what is needed of you, and you can put a ton of confidence behind that quote unquote pre-approval letter or fully underwritten approval. But that way, there's no question of what you're going to be able to do and what you qualify for. So yes, there's a ton of no's out there if you go to banks, or you might look around on headlines or whatever else, but it's nothing to be scared of. There's absolutely programs available for newly retired and for people in retirement. So if you have any questions, put them down below. I'd love to start a conversation, start a discussion with you. Again, Ryan Skaggs with the Mortgage Minute. Stay safe, and we'll see each other again very, very soon.